Everyone. This is my NAMI National Partners Day speech that I'm going to be giving this afternoon at the Mayflower Hotel in Washington, D.C. Hello, my name is Daria Akers. I'm a 51-year-old mother of two. I have a 23-year-old daughter with special needs who lives in a group home and a 13-year-old son who just started 8th grade. When I'm not working full-time as a business analyst for a payroll company, I love making art, playing board games, and going for walks in my neighborhood. I also have a serious mental illness. In January of 2007, I started acting really weird. I was talking constantly, jumping from topic to topic without completing a sentence. I was writing nonstop, filling notebooks with all of my grand ideas. And I was telling my family that they had to prepare for the people who would be flocking from around the world to come see me. Finally, I stopped sleeping. My family convinced me to go to the emergency room because they were concerned that I might have a brain tumor or maybe I was having a stroke. But after 14 hours in the ER, they ruled out all medical conditions, and I checked myself into the psych ward. After 10 days, I was released with a diagnosis of bipolar 1. I was told that in order to manage my illness, I would have to take medication every single day and see a therapist and psychiatrist regularly. But in 2010, even though I had been taking my medicine religiously and seeing my psychiatrist and therapist, my meds stopped working and I went manic again. Now, when I'm sick, I think that I am perfectly fine, but everyone else around me needs to be in the psych ward. My husband at the time begged me to go to the hospital, and my boss tried to trick me into checking into the hospital. My manic episode spun out of control. My husband tried to commit me 3 times. He took our daughter and moved out of the home at the suggestion of the police. I was arrested when I threw a phone at him and it hit him on the shoulder and then bounced and hit him on the nose. When I was taken to jail, I was placed in solitary confinement, and after 8 days, I attempted to kill myself. I was declared incompetent to stand trial and was sent to a state mental hospital 2.5 hours from my house. I was there for 45 days, and when I came back, I pled guilty to family abuse. I was given a deferred sentence where as long as I followed my psychiatrist's treatment plan for 2 years, the charges would be dropped. I ended up being away from my family from Memorial Day to the middle of August. I was terrified people would find out about my bipolar diagnosis. No one outside of my family and close friends knew my story because I feared the stigma around mental illness. But in 2015, after I'd been stable for 5 years, I felt like I needed to share my story. How could a college-educated, upper-middle-class mother of 2 with good private insurance end up in such a horrible situation? That's when I learned about the NAMI in our own voice presentations. 2 presenters shared their lived experience with a mental health condition, interspersed with a video of others telling their stories. I interviewed with my local NAMI affiliate and was accepted into the program. I spent a weekend with several other people learning how to present our stories to different audiences, how to concisely weave my truth with hope and honesty. I have given in our own voice presentations to people living with mental health conditions and their families, law enforcement officers in crisis intervention team trainings who are learning how to help people in distress, students who are working on their therapy degrees, and the general public. Every time I present, I'm reminded of how far I have come. I hope that everyone who hears my story knows that you can have an extremely happy and successful life, even if you are diagnosed with a serious mental illness. Recently, I have begun presenting for the NAMI Share Your Own Story with Law Enforcement program. In this program, a person living with a mental health condition who has had interactions with the police and a family member of somebody who has interactions with law enforcement share their lived experience. In these talks, I give the perspective of a parent with a special needs child who has mental health issues. Being able to help law enforcement officers understand what it's like for parents who are desperately trying to get help for their children and sharing what worked and didn't work in our interactions with law enforcement is truly an honor. Once I started presenting for the In Our Own Voice program, I quit hiding my mental illness and I've become a mental health advocate. I served on a county commission that looked into law enforcement interaction with people in crisis. And I became a stakeholder for our mental health diversion program. I also serve on the board of the county department that provides mental health, addiction, and developmental disability services. I've even added all of my volunteer work to my resume. Luckily, I am blessed to work for a company that signed the NAMI Stigma-Free Pledge, and I can bring my whole self to my job. An employee with a serious mental health condition who has a special needs daughter. NAMI has given me a platform to help others as well as myself. They taught me how to share my story with different audiences and how to focus on different parts of my lived experience, depending on what I want to share. In the 10 years I have volunteered with NAMI, I have grown so much, and I hope that I've helped others as well. Thank you.